If you want to be nailing the drift zones and annihilating the competition in online drifting lobbies, or just having fun sliding around sideways, it is important to know what the best drift cars are to use. So I've put together this video of the top 10 best drift cars in Forza Horizon 5, so you're covered for all types of drifting. Let's get into it. So we begin with the Deberti design Chevrolet Silverado 1500 drift truck. It has all the coolness of the perfect drift car, and it is a sideways machine. The rear-wheel drive drivetrain makes it super easy to use and very controllable. If you're hopping online to do some Horizon Open drifting in A-Class, a bone stock Silverado drift truck is certainly a fairly competitive and reliable car to use. Moving on to the number 9 spot, we have the Hoonigan Hoonicorn. This thing is wild and very iconic in the world of drifting. It can certainly rip up a drift zone and get a decent score, but the main reason it is in this video is because it's a perfect car to just hoon around in and do a bit of freestyle drifting around a container yard like this one. The fact it's all-wheel drive helps with any J-turns or 360s you might want to pull off, and it helps stabilize the balance while you're sideways. In the number 8 spot, it's the Caterham Superlight R500. It weighs just over 500 kilograms and has almost 800 brake horsepower, which is a crazy power to weight ratio, so it flies along when sideways. It is a bit on the snappy side, which helps when transitioning from one drift to another, but it does make the angles a bit difficult to obtain. Nevertheless, it is still a very good drift car, even though it's not the easiest car to drift with. Moving on to the number 7 spot, we have the AutoZam AZ1. I don't think anyone had ever even heard of this thing before it got added to FH5, but it has rather made a name for itself within the game, and its ability to be a fantastic drift car with the right tune is just proof of that. Unfortunately though, it is part of the JDM Jules car pack, so if you don't have it, you will have to get your credit card out if you want to obtain it. I myself don't even have the car pack because I'm too broke to be willing to pay £3.59 for it, so a special thank you to Drift for hooking me up with the gameplay footage so I could still feature it in this video. Next up, it's the Noble M400 filling in the number 6 spot. Again, it's not one of the easiest cars to drift because it constantly requires minor little adjustments in input, but once you get the hang of it, you should have it perfectly sliding round the corners, racking up tons of drift points. Speaking of tons, it doesn't even weigh one, and it has over 1,400 brake horsepower, so it's safe to say the power to weight ratio is in the optimum. Coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the Formula Drift Nissan Z, or Nissan Z if you come from America and don't know how to speak our language properly. Now half my viewers are going to be raging down in the comments, which all very nicely helps with the algorithm. But anyway, as for the car itself, it is a strong drift car which holds the angles super easily. The only drawback is that it could perhaps do with being a little bit snappier on the transitions. Unfortunately, if you didn't obtain it the one time it was available on the festival playlist through getting over 160 points back in July of 2023, all I can say is good luck finding one on the auction house. As I didn't unlock it on the festival playlist when it was available, I still don't have one. So a massive shout out to Travis for helping me out with the footage for this video, and I'm sorry if I pronounced your name incorrectly there. Moving on to the number 4 spot, we have the Lotus Evija. This thing just glides round the corners, and with the sheer power and torque of the electric motors, it can provide all the power you want on an instant. It also just naturally wants to hold a bit of an angle, so it works a treat on all the drift zones full of gentle corners. In the number 3 spot, it's the Formula Drift Toyota Supra Mark IV. Now if you have a drift zone that you need to complete with a good score at minimal effort, this should be your go-to choice, because it's so easy to drift with this thing. It's rear-wheel drive, which gives it a perfect balance and helps it hold the angles through corners. The only drawback is that it's part of the Formula Drift car pack. For the penultimate car in this video, we have the Willys MB Jeep. On road, it's a very good drift car. It drives like it wants to be sideways, and comfortably sustains the angles very well. But where it really comes into its own is the off-road drift zones, because it doesn't just slide out of control or bottom out over the bumps like most drift cars do on these drift zones. It continues to hold the angles very smoothly, so it is very much a double-edged sword. Finally, for the best drift car, it's the BMW Isetta. If you're familiar with FH5, this won't surprise you, but if you're not familiar with FH5, it will very much surprise you. Either way, the Isetta can hold ridiculous angles round the corners and even down the straights, and it is by far the best drift car for all of the drift zones that are on asphalt roads. And that's it for this video. If you found it helpful, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.